A very good morning to all of you. I'm Dr. Neetu Gehlot from St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, Gurgaon. I am from Applied Science Department and I'm taking the subject chemistry. The, my topic, today's my topic is the dry and the wet corrosion. So this is my fifth lecture of our recording. Yes. Today my topic is the types of corrosion. So there are the two types of corrosion. First one is the dry corrosion and then another one is the wet corrosion. Dry corrosion is also called the chemical corrosion. The dry corrosion is completed in the absence of moisture. So it is also called chemical corrosion. Such type of corrosion takes place due to the direct chemical action of atmospheric gases like oxygen, sulfur dioxide, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, etc. It is less common corrosion as compared to the wet corrosion. So here chemical corrosion or oxidation corrosion or dry corrosion. The dry corrosion can be further classified into the oxidation corrosion or the presence of liquid or presence of the gases, other gases also. So oxidation corrosion, when atmospheric oxygen react with metals in the absence of moisture. So they form their oxides. Suppose the metals are the lithium, sodium, potassium, calcium, strontium, beryllium, etc. They come in the contact with atmospheric oxygen and they get oxidized. So when they get oxidized, they can oxidize at the low temperature. Whereas the other metals, except the silver, gold, and lead, so they are oxidized at the high temperature. Okay, so the mechanism here is the mechanism of the oxidation corrosion is first of all when metal is convert into the metal ions. When metal is come in the contact with the atmosphere, so first of all the metal convert into metal ion and then release the electron. Now this releasing electron comes in the contact with oxygen, so that when oxygen combined with these electron combined with the oxygen and they form the oxide ions. Now when the metal and the oxide ions are combined together, then they form a metal oxide. So as we discussed in our previous lecture, that the pure metal does not corrode. uh, co- Metal corrode कब होगी? When metal come into the contact with atmosphere, and after the reaction, the oxide of the metal, they combine together and they form the metal oxide layer. So here, this oxide layer act as a barrier towards the further oxidation. कि आगे oxidation होगा या नहीं होगा, it depends on this metal oxide layer. So the continuation of oxidation process, it depends upon the two factors. First is the nature of the oxide film, and second is the rate of diffusion of the metal ions and the oxide ion through the layer formed. So first of all, we will discuss the nature of oxide film. As in discussed in the previous lecture, that the metal formed a metal oxide layer at the surface of metal. So if the metal oxide film is stable, when the metal oxide film is stable, so it means it act as a protective layer, and the further action of atmospheric oxygen on the metal uh, is prevented, like aluminium, copper, and lead are of this type. And when the metal oxide layer is unstable, so when the metal oxide layer unstable and decompose back to metal and oxidation corrosion cannot continue further. This type of metal are the like silver, gold, platinum, etc. And when the metal oxide layer, it may be volatile. So if the metal oxide layer will be volatile, so if it gets volatile, then immediately making the metal surface available for the corrosion process or the continuous attack of the oxygen. So like the metal is the molybdenum which forms the metal oxide layer. And if the metal oxide film, it is possible that metal oxide film may be porous or the non-porous. So when the metal is attacked by oxygen through the porous and cracked, and the corrosion continues till the entire metal is converted into its oxide. So it is depend upon the oxide film that it may be porous or may be non-porous. If the metal oxide layer is porous, it means here the space for uh, oxygen. So that when the metal oxide layer is porous, so it means further oxidation takes place here. But when if the metal oxide layer is non porous, it means पूरा कवर किए हुए है वहाँ और ऑक्सीडेशन नहीं हो सकता, तो दैट मीन्स इट the layer is a protective layer, a non-protective layer. So that if the metal oxide forms a non-porous layer, so that the further oxidation takes place here. So this rule is called the Pilling-Bad-Wood rule. So according to the Pilling-Bad rule, there is a specific volume ratio which is equal to the volume of metal oxide upon the volume of metal. I repeat again, where if the volume of metal oxide is greater than the volume of metal, then the metal does not corrode. And if the volume of metal oxide is less than the volume of metal, then our metal will be corrode easily. And next, the other type, the corrosion by the other gases. So besides oxygen, the gases like the chlorine, sulfate, H2S, hydrogen sulfide gas, carbon dioxide gas, and sometimes maybe F2. They also react with the metal and forms a protective or the non-protective layer of metallic surface. Due to the chemically combination of metal with gases, metal undergoes corrosion, which is depend upon the uh, it may be depend upon these factors that's like a nature of the environment, and second is the chemical affinity between the metal and the gases, and third is the nature of the film form. So suppose we take the example of the silver. So silver yani Ag, silver react with the chlorine. When the silver comes in the contact with the chlorine, then it forms the silver chloride, and this silver chloride film is the protective film. So there is the corrosion does not take place. And if we take the example of the tin yani Sn, then Sn is react with the chlorine, so it forms the SnCl4, which is a volatile, so that the further oxidation is continue. And then this is the dry corrosion or chemical corrosion. Now I come to my another topic, that is the wet corrosion or electrochemical corrosion. Wet corrosion, which is completed in the presence of moisture, presence of electrolyte, etc. It is called the wet corrosion, or we can say that it is the electrochemical corrosion, or the another name of this type of corrosion is the best example is the rusting of iron. So wet corrosion is the more corrosion than dry corrosion. Dry corrosion is a less common corrosion, but the wet corrosion is the more common corrosion than dry corrosion. It occurs mostly under wet or moist condition through the formation of electrochemical cell. Such type of corrosion is due to the flow of electron from anode to cathode. पे हम इसको इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल कोरोजन या हम किस लिए नाम देते हैं, because there is a formation of a cell in the electrochemical cell. If we know that there are the two types of cell, but the electron comes through flow the anode to cathode. There is a formation of the anode and the cathode, and the electron flows from the anode to cathode. So there is the formation of a cell. So just like cell formation, so it is called the electrochemical corrosion. So now the electron in this type of corrosion is due to the flow of electrons from the metal surface anodic area through towards the cathodic area through a conducting medium. There is a very requirement of the cathodic conducting solution. There is a mechanism of wet corrosion. The existence of separate anodic and cathodic area between which current flows through conducting medium. जब इलेक्ट्रॉन एनोड से कैथोड की तरफ फ्लो करेंगे तो इट मीन्स देयर इज द फ्लो ऑफ करंट and in the presence of conducting medium उसी में वो पास होंगे. So the existence of the separate anodic and the cathodic area between which current flows through the conducting medium first. So the oxidation takes place at anodic area and the metal is destroyed by their dissociation or the combination with oxygen. So here when metal, suppose metal will be iron, so that iron is converted into Fe2 positive and the release the electron, two electrons. So it depends upon the oxidation state of the metal. So metal is converted into metal ion and releases the electrons. So this is the oxidation process. In the second step, the reduction takes place at the cathodic area, and at the cathodic area there is the oxidation, water molecules and the electrons which comes from the anodic part. So it gives the so this is the reduction process and the formation of the OH negative. So now the metal ion formed at anode and non-metallic ion formed as cathode. They diffuse through the conducting medium and combine to form the corrosion product. Thus, the metal plus oxygen they combine together and they form the metal oxide layer. So it is the formation of the metal oxide layer. Now here we know that there are the cathodic area and the anodic area present. So as we know that oxidation at anode and the reduction at cathode. So metal is converted into metal ion at the is the oxidation process, and it is the anodic reaction. It is at the anodic part. And at the cathodic part, for the cathodic part, there are the two types of reactions. First is the evolution of hydrogen. It may be evolution of hydrogen and it may be the absorption of oxygen. So first we discuss the evolution of hydrogen. Evolution of hydrogen, it means कि हमने क्या लिया, मेटल है हमारे पास और the common usually takes place in acidic medium. It's commonly used place in the acidic medium or the absence of oxygen. So hydrogen ion acquire electrons with the liberation of H2, hydrogen gas, and at the cathodic reaction. So here H3O that is known as the carbonic acid. तो कार्बोनिक एसिड कहाँ से बन रहा है कि वाटर conducting medium, the water is present in this reaction. This water, when the water comes in the contact with the atmospheric gases, so that we can say that the carbon dioxide is present here. So the water combined with the carbon dioxide and there the formation of carbonic acid. So this carbonic acid here, as we know that carbonic acid is unstable, so that it convert into the water molecule, and this carbonic acid is unstable, so that it gives the water molecule and hydrogen gas. For simplify, there is the release of the hydrogen gas in the cathodic reaction. In natural and neutral and the alkaline medium, there is the absence of oxygen, so that the water react with the electrons and it gives the the formation of the evolution of the hydrogen gas at the cathodic reaction. So that this the evolution, there is a evolution of the hydrogen, but at the anodic reaction, if we take the example of the iron, so iron gives the Fe gives the Fe2 positive and that release the electrons, so that this is the oxidation process. And now these electrons flow through metal from anode to cathode. So these electrons goes to the anode to cathode, and at the anode there is the Fe. Fe is converted into Fe2 positive and the electron is releasing here. Now the releasing electrons from the anodic part, they goes to the cathodic portion. So here the two these electrons flow through the metal from anode to cathode. So 2 H positive plus electron is the H2, that is the reduction process. So overall reaction when the iron Fe from the anodic part and the H2H positive from the cathodic part, that is there is the Fe2 positive plus H2. So this is the evolution of hydrogen. And the second part of the second type of the reaction is the cathodic reaction is the absorption of oxygen. Here is the diagram. Here's the diagram. So as we see that our metal is present here in the conducting medium, so that this part is the anodic part, because at this part when our metal is get destroyed, so this part is work as a anode. And we know that the oxidation takes place at the anode. So here the iron metal is goes to the Fe2 positive and gives the electron. This is the oxidation process. Now these electrons flow from the acidic area through iron metal, where electrons are taken up by the dissolved oxygen. So here the oxygen 1/2 O2 plus hydrogen, and the electrons comes from the anodic portion, and this is the reduction process, and it gives a 2OH negative. So overall reaction Fe2 positive plus 2OH negative, it gives the ferrous hydroxide FeOH whole twice. And then as we know that ferrous hydroxide can be easily oxidized into ferric hydroxide. So here the further oxidation takes place, and the FeOH whole thrice plus H2O plus oxygen, it gives the FeOH whole thrice. This is the yellow rust. So actually the rust formula of the rusting of iron. Rust is the FeOH whole Fe2O3 into H2O. X molecule of H2O is the rust. So that the FeOH whole twice plus H2O and combined with the oxidation, or we can say the further oxidation takes place. So a ferrous hydroxide is converted into the ferric hydroxide, that is yellow rust. So now I complete my topic. These are the wet corrosion and the dry corrosion also, and with their mechanism. So I repeat again, the dry corrosion is in the absence of moisture, completed at the absence of the moisture. And the wet corrosion, in the wet corrosion there are the formation of a cell. So one part is the anodic part and the another part is the cathodic part. The anodic part is the oxidation takes place at the anode and the reduction takes place at the cathode. So here, this is also called the rusting of iron. This is the process of the rusting of iron. So the factors involving in the rusting of iron are are the so as we know the factors affecting the rusting of iron. First is the presence of air. The second is the presence of moisture. The presence of electrolytic impurities in water. The presence of impurities in metal, and the nature of the metal. So these are the factors by which the wet corrosion will be depends upon the air, and we can say that is the rusting of iron will be depend the requirement of these factors is necessary. So now, and then when we discuss the wet corrosion. So at the anodic reaction, there is a oxidation takes place, and the metal it convert into metal ion, and here the releasing of the electron. Now these electrons comes to the cathodic portion. At the cathodic reaction, there it may be two. First is the evolution of hydrogen, and we discuss the second type of the cathodic reaction. It is the absorption of oxygen. In the absorption of oxygen, so there is the formation of the ferrous hydroxide, and this ferrous hydroxide is further oxidized and it converts the ferric hydroxide. So that now I stop my lecture, and here is the question that what do you mean by the evolution of hydrogen and the absorption of oxygen, and write the molecular formula of the rust also. So thank you. If you query, so then discuss with me. Thank you so much.